Every year, more than 200 million non-stick pans are sold around the world. Yep, that pan you use for eggs, pancakes, or grilled cheese, almost everyone has one in their kitchen. They're light, easy to clean, and super handy. But have you ever stopped and thought, how are these even made? I mean, it's just a shiny pan with stuff that makes food slide right off. But trust me, the process behind it is wild. It involves huge machines, super hot ovens, and chemicals you definitely wouldn't want to touch. The smooth surface that keeps your eggs from sticking? That's made in a way most people never hear about, with layers of special coatings, sprayed on, baked, and tested. And the workers making them? They wear full body protection just to stay safe. In this video, we're going inside the factory to show you the shocking step-by-step process of how non-stick pans are actually made. And I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you like this kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. Alright, so it all starts with a big, flat sheet of metal, usually aluminum or stainless steel. Factories use aluminum a lot because it heats up fast and it's lightweight. Perfect for cooking. That flat metal sheet goes into a huge machine called a press. This thing is super strong. It basically punches the metal into a round, pan-like shape. Just imagine a giant metal hand squashing the sheet into a bowl. After that, the edges of the pan are curled up and shaped nice and smooth. Sometimes they even add extra layers of metal on the bottom to help it heat evenly on your stove. By the end of this step, you've got something that looks like a pan, but it's still just raw metal. Now that the pan has its shape, it's time to get it ready for the non-stick coating. And this part is super important. If you tried to spray the coating right onto the smooth metal, it wouldn't stick. So first they have to rough up the surface. Some factories use sandblasting, which is basically shooting tiny grains of sand at the pan at high speed. Others use chemical etching, where the pan is dipped in a special solution that eats away at the surface just a little. This makes the metal gritty and bumpy, almost like fine sandpaper. That rough texture gives the non-stick coating something to grip onto, so it doesn't peel off when you're cooking. It might not look like much, but this step is key to making the coating last longer and work better. Alright, now it's time for the magic layer, the non-stick stuff. Once the pan's surface is rough and ready, it moves to the coating line. Here, machines spray or roll on a special chemical layer, and this stuff is what makes food slide right off. Most pans use a material called PTFE, which you probably know by the brand name Teflon. It's super slick and can handle high heat, perfect for cooking. Some other pans use ceramic coatings, which are considered a bit more eco-friendly. But here's the thing, it's not just one quick spray. The coating is done in layers. First, they apply a primer. Think of it like glue that helps the non-stick layer stick to the metal. Then they spray one or two more layers on top to build it up. Each coat has to be even and smooth, so high-tech robots usually handle it. They move back and forth like a 3D printer, spraying just the right amount. If it's too thick, it won't cure properly. If it's too thin, it won't last. Oh, and during this step, workers are usually wearing full-body suits and masks. That's because the chemicals in some coatings can be harmful if breathed in or touched too much. This makes me question if these chemicals are safe to use for our own food. Once the layers are on, the pan still isn't ready to cook with. There's one more major step, and it involves a lot of heat. Now that the coating is on, the pans head straight into a giant industrial oven. And when I say hot, I mean hot. These ovens reach temperatures of around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, sometimes even more. This step is called curing, and it's what makes the coating stick for good. The heat bonds the non-stick layers to the metal, turning them from a liquid or powder into a smooth, solid surface. It's kind of like baking a cake, except instead of flour and eggs, it's chemicals and aluminum. If the temperature isn't just right, the coating could peel, bubble, or wear off quickly. Once they come out of the oven, the pans are cooled down and inspected. At this point, they've got that slick, shiny surface we all know. But there are still a few more steps before they're ready for your kitchen. First up, the handle. Most handles are made from plastic, silicone, or stainless steel. They're either riveted or screwed onto the pan. Rivets are super strong and won't loosen over time, which is why you see them in higher-end cookware. After the handle's on, the pan goes through a round of quality checks. And they don't mess around. Factories run scratch tests to make sure the coating won't peel or flake. They heat the pans to high temps to check how well they hold up. Some even run food through them to test for sticking or burning. If a pan fails any test, it's tossed or recycled. Only the best ones make it to packaging. Last thing? Branding and labels. Some companies laser etch their logo right onto the bottom of the pan. Others add printed labels, barcodes, or cooking instructions. Then, it's into a box and off to the store, or straight to your doorstep. But we're not done yet. Let's talk about the stuff most people never see. Even though the final product looks simple, the process behind it can be pretty intense and kind of alarming. For starters, the chemicals used in some non-stick coatings like PTFE can be dangerous to handle. That's why workers wear full-body protective suits and masks during parts of the process. Breathing in fumes or touching raw materials without protection? Not safe. Then there's the issue of forever chemicals, also known as PFAS. Some older non-stick pans were made with these, and they don't break down in the environment, ever. Some factories have phased them out, but not all. And don't forget the energy use. Running those massive ovens and machines around the clock takes a lot of power, which adds to the environmental impact. So yeah, your pan might look harmless. But behind the scenes, it's a whole different story. Now that you've seen the full process, from raw metal to the shiny pan in your kitchen, you might be wondering, do I still want to use toxic non-stick pans? Honestly, yes and no. Non-stick pans are super convenient. They're easy to clean, great for quick meals, and let's be real. Nobody wants to scrub burnt eggs off a pan for 20 minutes. But knowing what goes into making them? That definitely makes you think twice. The good news is a lot of companies today are moving towards safer, eco-friendlier coatings. Many pans now say PFOA-free or PFAS-free, which is a step in the right direction. And ceramic-coated pans? They're a solid alternative if you want to avoid chemical-based coatings altogether. If you're using non-stick, just remember a few simple tips. Don't overheat them. High temps can break down the coating. Use soft utensils. No metal spatulas. Replace them once the surface starts to scratch or peel. And if you're super concerned, you can always switch to cast iron or stainless steel. They take more work, but they last forever. At the end of the day, the key is knowing what you're buying and how it's made. Thanks for watching. And hey, don't forget, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that subscribe button and stick around for more.